Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to another episode of Smile to Jannah. Hope you guys are doing well. Here's a clip that I saw of a Saudi fan. More specifically, he's a journalist who's also a fan called Ibrahim Al-Faryan. Here he is gifting this footballer Fabinho with a Rolex. Why, I hear you ask? For just playing well in the match. Now this really made me think. Firstly, that Flaming Nora, the Saudis must love their football, mate, yeah? And secondly, if you encourage people with such extravagant gifts, then surely you are going to encourage other people to also do well. It reminds me of somebody in our history called Al-Ma'mun. What he used to do was, if somebody wrote a book, because in those days they didn't have printing presses, he would give them the weight of that book in gold.
He needs some milk.
That encouraged more and more people to write, and that caused our libraries to grow, more specifically the House of Wisdom in Baghdad. So that's history. But how is that relevant to you and me? I'll tell you why. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has done much more than this individual. In fact, Allah has gifted this individual with a brain, with legs, with talent that he is able to, be worthy of this Rolex. Allah has created him, he's created us. But Allah asks not for extravagant, expensive gifts. Allah asks for very simple things. For example, prostration. For example, giving charity. For example, staying away from gambling, alcohol, lying, cheating. And the icing on the cake? The icing on the cake is that these things that Allah commands us to do, they are good for us and our communities as well. I mean, look at charity, zakat, the obligatory 2.5% that we have to give yearly if we hit the nisab level. That goes to our fellow brothers and sisters that are in need of that money. It doesn't go to the scholarly class. It doesn't get used to put food in front of idols that don't even consume and it goes to waste. It goes to people in need. And again, that's another thing that distinguishes Islam from the other faiths. Some people even have the audacity to ask, what has Allah done for me? What? Let me pose something to you. I can guarantee that you would not sell a body part for £1 million. Oh yes, indeed. So my follow-up question would be, how many body parts do you have? Indeed, loads, mate. And I'm sure you wouldn't sell your eyes, your nose, your ears, your heart, your brain for £1 million. Of course, because they are incredibly valuable. In fact, bearing this in mind, it's enough for me to say you are a millionaire, mate, in terms of the gifts given to you by Allah. And this point I really like, which is when we look at modern technology. Oh yes, with all of modern advancements, we don't expect these things, be it cars or fridge or TVs, to last us 70 years, mate. Yet the technology just hasn't reached that sort of level. We don't expect it from modern inventions. We've become accustomed to thinking, yeah, it's only going to last us a few years. But the human heart is expected to last at least 60 to 70 years. In fact, it's more unusual when it stops working and we're like, yo, this guy's had a heart attack.
What does that mean?
Look at the longevity. Look at the amazing nature of it, that Allah even says that if humanity came together to create the wing of a mosquito, they would not be able to do so. Because as human beings, can't create these things from scratch. We rely upon elements. We rely upon, what's around us. And even then, we would struggle. I mean, cloning is the best that we can do. I mean, messing around with DNA and genes. But creating it from scratch? Nah, mate, we can't do that. And one other thing that I think is a great blessing, that people say, look, there's so many different colors and cultures. I say that's a positive, mate. Because there are so many different cultures, that's why we have so many different foods. We have so many different languages. We have so many different colors and sports. And because of that, life has flavor. So may Allah give us the ability to understand and appreciate the favors He has given us. Because unfortunately, in this fast life, unfortunately and sadly, we become routinified. That's a new word right there. That means, the write this down in the Oxford Dictionary, it means somebody accustomed to their routine. You fail to see the nuances on your bus ride to work because you do it every single day. We fail to understand and appreciate the glory of the creation because we're familiar. We see these in a routine. So it's good to travel. It's good to travel and see different things and experience different flavors so one can truly appreciate the glory, the majesty of Allah and realize that only He is worthy of worship. Let's leave it there, guys. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.